Hey you guys, welcome back. My name is Sam and welcome to my channel. This week we are going to be making some delicious Christmas candy. So are you ready to make some Christmas candy? These are going to be so easy and delicious. We're going to start out with making some chocolate covered peppermint graham crackers. These are so good. I've got some chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, some crushed up peppermint, and some graham crackers that I've just got broken half. So let's get started. Alright, you guys, these are so simple. All you're going to do is melt your chocolate. You can do this over a double boiler, over low heat, or in the microwave. I did mine in the microwave for about 30 seconds, stirred it, and then did another set of 30 seconds, gave it another stir until they were all completely melted. And then you're just going to dip your graham crackers into the chocolate, shake off as much excess chocolate as you can, and then put them on a parchment lined sheet tray. And then you're going to pop them in the fridge for about 30 minutes just to set the chocolate. Once the chocolate on the graham crackers have hardened, you're going to melt your white chocolate. You can do this again in the double boiler method or the microwave, whichever is easier for you. Once you get that melted, you're just going to take your graham crackers, dip them halfway into the white chocolate, put them back on the sheet tray, and then immediately sprinkle those with some peppermint. You can just take some peppermint, pop it in a bag, and smash it with a cast iron pan or a rolling pin, and then just sprinkle that onto your white chocolate. You're going to put them back into the refrigerator to set that chocolate. It should take about 15 to 20 minutes, and then these are done. Alright, next up are caramel and chocolate covered marshmallows. These are so good. They're great with hot chocolate. All you're going to do is take some sticks, like candy sticks, put them into the center of a marshmallow, put them all on a sheet tray. You're going to add 2 tablespoons of water to a bowl, and then add all of your caramels. I'm just using the caramel I got from the dollar store. It works just fine. And then you're going to unwrap them all. It takes patience, but unwrap them all, put them all in the bowl with the water, put them over a double boiler, and then you're going to stir them continuously until they are all melted. Once you get all of the caramels softened and they're all melted, you're just going to take your marshmallows, dip them into the caramel, and you can do what I did and sprinkle some with some flaky salt. You can do some peppermint, or you can just leave them plain. I just kind of did a little bit of each, just for different flavor profiles on the marshmallows. Once you get them all covered, you're going to put them back onto the sheet tray. You're going to pop them into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes just to set the caramel on the marshmallows, and then we're going to cover these in chocolate. Once the caramel has hardened onto the marshmallows, you're going to melt your chocolate. Now I just put some chocolate into a bowl with 2 teaspoons of coconut oil and melted that over a double boiler. Again, you can do the microwave method, whichever is easier for you. Once that is all melted, you're just going to dip all of your marshmallows into the chocolate. Now you can sprinkle more salt on this. You can do some more peppermint. You can do all of them in chocolate, of them just plain caramel or caramel and chocolate. Whatever your little heart desires, that's what you're going to do. Once you get them all coated, you're going to pop them back into the refrigerator to set that chocolate for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then these are done. Alright y'all, here are these delicious goodies. Don't worry, we're going to be making some more. So I've got the chocolate covered peppermint graham crackers and the chocolate covered marshmallows. One thing with the marshmallows is if you leave them plain caramel, wrap them in some parchment paper so they don't stick to everything, because once that caramel gets room temperature, it likes to stick to everything. So be sure to wrap the caramel ones in parchment paper. And with the leftover chocolate, I just made chocolate bark with some sea salt and some peppermint. All right, you guys, it is 2 days later and I am ready to make some more candy. Today we're going to be making some gumdrops and some peppermint patties. Peppermint patties are my favorite holiday treat that I love to make. They're so simple. But we're going to start out with the gumdrops. So I've got a little bowl here and I've got 1 cup of cold water. And to this cold water, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of gelatin, unflavored gelatin. We're going to evenly sprinkle this all over the top of this water. And it is going to set over to the side and bloom. Give that a little wiggle. And I'm going to set this over to the side and we're going to start on the sugar mixture. All right, so I've got a pan here. I've got 4 cups of sugar in here. I've got my candy thermometer, and to my sugar I'm going to add some water. I'm going to get a smaller spatula to stir this with. All right, got that in there. I'm going to turn my heat to medium low and I'm going to stir this up, and I'm going to continue to stir this until the thermometer reaches 230 degrees, and that is the softball stage. And then once I get there, I will bring you back and we will add some more ingredients and get these in the pan. All right, you guys, so this has reached the softball stage. So I'm going to take my thermometer out and just set this to the side. And I'm going to get my gelatin. I'm going to add my gelatin into my mixture here. Okay, and I'm just going to stir this until this mixture or this gelatin is completely dissolved. It should take just a couple of minutes. I've got some food coloring here and some vanilla. You can do any color food coloring that you like and any flavoring that you like to add to your gummies or your gumdrops. And we will add that just as soon as the gelatin is completely dissolved. I'm going to add my food coloring. I've got pink here, so I'm going to add a little bit of pink. Now, since I'm using raw cane sugar, the color's not going to be bright and vibrant, but it's still going to be pretty. And I've got that mixed in there. Okay, I'm going to add some vanilla. I'm using clear vanilla, but you can do just regular plain old vanilla. I'm going to add about a teaspoon and get this all mixed in. Make sure it's nice and combined. It smells good. That vanilla just hit. Smells delicious. All right, so I'm going to make a little bit of room here. I'm going to set this over here. I've got a pan here. I've got it sprayed with some oil spray and lined with some parchment, and then sprayed that just so it's easy to get out. Now I'm just going to take this and pour this right into my pan. Now, depending on what size your pan is going to determine how thick or thin your gumdrops are going to be. You can also pour these into molds if you want, but I'm just going to do this and then cut them up into little squares. So I'm going to set this to the side, and this is going to take a few hours for it to cool down. once they get cool, we can cut them up. All right, you guys, the gumdrops are cooling. It's going to be a while before they're done. So we're going to go ahead and make our peppermint patty filling. So I've got 4 cups of powdered sugar that I've sifted. I've got some corn syrup. I sprayed my little jar here with some oil spray just for it to come out easier, because if you don't, it is a nightmare to get out. And I've got some butter here. It was cold, so I put it in the microwave. So it's a little bit more melted than I would like, but that's fine. I'm just going to add all of that right in here. And I've got some mint extract. Now you want to be careful with adding flavored extracts, especially mint. It can overpower everything and it just makes everything taste awful. So go a little light-handed with the peppermint. So I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon. I am going to mix this together until it is completely smooth. It's going to take me a minute. You can do this with a handheld mixer, but I'm just going to do it like this because I don't want powdered sugar to fly everywhere. So I'm just going to do it by hand, but you are more than welcome to use a handheld mixer to mix everything together. So once I get this all mixed and combined, we will shape these into little balls and get them chilled in the fridge. All right, you guys, so I've got my ball of dough here, and I've got a small little scoop. You can measure by hand or by tablespoon, however you want to do it. It will work just fine. So I'm just going to scoop out a little bit, shape it into a ball, and kind of gently press it down into like a little patty form. And in a circle. And then I'm just going to place them on my sheet tray here. And I'm going to do that to all of them. So that way they're pretty much uniform in size. And they will chill just a little bit quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and finish shaping these up, and then I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes just to chill them. And then in the meantime, I'm going to clean up, and then I'll bring you back. We'll melt some chocolate and get these coated in some chocolate and back in the fridge. So I'll see you in just a second. Alright, you guys, so I just went ahead and melted some chocolate. This is just 1 bag of chocolate. And I added a tablespoon of coconut oil to the mix and just melted that over a double boiler. Make sure I get that last little piece melted. And I'm going to slide this over just a little bit. And I've got my patties here, and they're nice and chilled. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my peppermint patty, drop it into the chocolate, get it nice and coated in that chocolate, and I'm just going to tap off the excess, make sure it's a nice even coating, and I'm just going to put it right back onto the sheet tray here. And then I'm just going to do this with all of them. Once I get them all coated, I'm just going to put them back in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes just to set the chocolate, and then I'll bring you back and show you what they look like when they're done. Alright, you guys, here are the peppermint patties. These look so good. Like I said, these are my favorite. I love peppermint patties. But let's break one open. And that is what they look like in the center. These are so good and so easy to make. They make for the perfect Christmas gift. All right, y'all, here are these delicious gumdrops. Now, these are not as hard and chewy as the ones you get from the store. They're a little bit more soft and pillowy, kind of jello-y like, but they're so good. When you cut them up, use a greased knife and kind of cut them in squares and then coat them evenly in some regular sugar. So easy, so delicious. They store very well. Here is the York, well, I shouldn't say York peppermint patties. They're like a copycat York peppermint patty. They're so easy and so delicious. These keep very well in the refrigerator as long as they are covered. But that is going to wrap up this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a comment in the comment section down below, a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.